The biggest change in crypto right now is happening very quickly, and people who own XRP have been at the front of it. In this video, I really need to deal with what's going on right now because I feel like things are starting to change for everyone. After I told everyone that I recommend Bitcoin Maxis, Solana Maxis, and Ethereum Maxis, they said that maybe we were wrong. It's possible that we're all working on these program projects at the same time. They are now looking at this area again, but this time from a totally different angle. What makes it so funny is how painfully clear it is that we have been going in this direction the whole time. That being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. If you're new to the channel, I hope that by the end of this movie, you'll have decided to subscribe. Also, you guys should join up right now if you're not already in the loose chat. There will be a link in the text below, so click on it and join. You won't feel bad about it. This brings up memories of the last time I talked about this. I wrote an article in which I said it wasn't funny that Ripple and XRP had been taught for years about the focus on businesses. But now more than ever, this area is being used by institutions. There are also those who say that Ripple and XRP were ahead of their time and will continue to be so until 2025. And people who laughed before will quickly realize how wrong they were when it became so painfully clear. We are officially entering a one-of-a-kind setting for crypto, one that is dominated by using apps and real gamers. Few people know that Ripple has been in this game for longer than they think. It seems like the XRP system has been around for a long time. These are important things to know, and businesses and groups that really want to use this technology should remember them. They want to use tech that they might think about. They know what works and they could get benefits from it, like increasing profits. And if we just think about what's going on here, I mean, to emphasize that the institutions and groups were very clear about what they want. From far away, they want an age they can count on. They need era that they already know can grow. That's proof of the future. That's really steady. That's not going to cross over on them anymore. As we think about that in the meantime, you know that Solana is a network that will shut down in 2024. How often did people in the community cross over? In Ethereum, there are a lot of problems that make it hard to use. For example, there are high fuel costs and slow transaction settlement times. When I think about what's going on here, I find it crazy that this isn't being used as a nice in class tech instead of the worst in class tech that you already know about. Don't get me wrong, I look at Bitcoin and the theory like pay attention. I think the technology was great when it first came out, but it doesn't work for the widespread transactional use cases that those companies and institutions want to make public. That's why we look at Hedera. That's the reason we look at XRPL. Finally, let's look at this video from Bitwise Asset Management. It talks about how the recent drop in the crypto market was mostly due to the natural washing out of debt. This shows that the long-term drivers are still in place. Remember that the market is still strong and bullish, and pay close attention to what Matt says. Obviously 2025 and past, but should everyone be worried about the sudden weakness we've seen in the last few trading days? No, it's great to be on. I believe that the recent drop in prices is a good sign of a healthy slowdown. If you look at the crypto market, big picture, since the election, it's gone up a lot. A lot of leverage built up inside the gadget, and this is how leverage naturally wears off. In the last 2 days, there have been forced liquidations worth about $2 billion. This is no longer valid in crypto since its very first length. We need to start over with the leverage steps and then we'll build on that. But the long-term factors are still there. The market is still strongly bullish. I think Kathy is right about where this is going. We think you're about as smart as we are. I mean, you've been through some good and bad times. You know that the elegance map is volatile, but I'm interested in who's coming to work for your asset management business. We've had some exciting song betting on set, and we can't wait to hear what you think about the large amounts of money coming in now. The way Bitwise does it is still a flood of business and high net worth people. What changes do you see? At this point this year, it has really been both, but I agree with Kathy that the businesses have now started moving around in size. When you look at how much money came into the Bitcoin poll for 15 days in a row, I think that's institutional capital. Bitwise polls professional sellers once a year to find out what's keeping them from entering the market. For 6 years in a row, they said there was a lack of consistency in the rules. Well, that legal clarity is on the way, which has let institutions go crazy. I could also say, I think most people don't realize how big this is. BlackRock Simp said that most people should have between 1% and 2% of their money invested in Bitcoin. There is institutional property worth $100 trillion that can be bought. There is still a lot of work to be done on the 2%. We'll start because clearly are possible in 2025. So here we have the CIO of Bitwise Asset Management telling you that these institutions and organizations have been saying for a long time, hey, I bet what rules are cutting us out. And that will change in 2025. There are going to be trillions of dollars coming into this area soon. And yes, I do believe that a lot of money will move into those software projects like XRP. Also, we know that Bitwise has actually put in for an XRP ETF. Bitwise files for a niche XRP ETF, which was announced again in October for those who don't know. I want you to think what would happen if this was accepted in 2025 with new rules. The institutions would be flooding in. Where do you think that number of that money is going? In other words, XRP has been the lender's coin for a long time. Yes, that's what it has been praised for. So wouldn't it make sense for big businesses to put all their money into XRP? Of course, they won't just focus on XRP either. You already know that I believe most of them might need some XRP. I think that XRP would probably get a lot of attention. It makes sense. Top of this, if we move over here from Chad Stinger, we have a quote from him where he talks about the video clip I just did. Institutional investors are just now starting to put large amounts of money into the crypto space because the elections have opened the floodgates. While a money planner like Bitwise tells you that people are underestimating how much money you have, you focus. Also, if you're reading this right now, it's time to really tune in. If you're not, it's time to start focusing up. You'll miss out on a lot of money. I really feel terrible for people who aren't directly targeted for application right now. I mean, all of 2024, everything we heard about software turned out to be a scam. Then out of the blue in November, everything changed. Yes, that is correct. We knew that the costs of utility projects were going to go through the roof, but they did anyway. But what do you think will happen in 2025 when application projects are getting more attention? We are getting a lot more money from business and institutions. I mean, I can't think of a more positive environment for utility projects than this one. As Trump takes office, I'm going over everything I know about crypto again. This doesn't mean that a certain idea is good, but it's an admission that a wave of possibly disruptive efforts to make crypto useful for business may be starting to form. If you want to learn more about Solana and the atmosphere where I find myself more and more excited, Kyle's movie below is great and a great place to start. If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't care about Solana right now. We already know that Solana is not very good at what she does. You know, we've been learning about Solana for a very long time. Do I think it's possible to make money there? In all honesty, I was talking about buying Solana when it was around $30 or so, and it has worked perfectly ever since. That was in 2022. But would I be buying Solana now? Without a doubt not. Even though there are 10 times as many green networks in this area as there are in Solana, it shows that some of the biggest players are starting to pay a lot more attention to it. I think those are gamers who were too focused on Bitcoin and ETH to pay attention to anything else outside of Bitcoin and ETH. They might have to learn everything all over again now.